Hello again everybody, Sammy here again, back here again for the second video that I said I was going to do. And this is a response video again, because these are fun to do. Yeah, this is responding to Mr. Tony Thrussell, or Samurai SG1, regarding auto assembly. And yes, I don't want to get sad thinking of auto assembly, I really don't. And the reason why is because we all know it's the last one, and we all are feeling a great sense of overwhelming melancholy sadness to go along with it. And yes, I'm not wearing green because I don't really feel like wearing green, so there. But yeah, I mean, the specific subject that you want to talk about regarding auto assembly is done in two parts. It's about what are you buying and the holy grails that you've got, which specifically aren't really anything to do. The holy grail part isn't really anything to do with auto assembly, but it's one thing that I think is interesting. Especially when you talk about the subject of the Holy Grail, because I think that word has been beaten to death so many times regarding toys that it's starting to lose its meaning. I mean, it's the same reason why if you say the word epic more than once in a sentence and you begin to lose the grasp of what that word genuinely means. That as time goes on, you really have to stop and really wonder, okay, so is it really that great? Is it really an epic? Or is that such a holy grail that it really needs to be mentioned? But yeah, we'll get to that in a minute. Now, regarding auto assembly 2015, we know it's the last one, which I'm sad about it, but there's a rule, one big rule to anyone who's going: you are not allowed to feel sad about it. You're not allowed to start feeling melancholy about it, and rightfully so, because we have the rest of the weekend to enjoy, and we do not want to see any sad faces. We want to make sure that this auto assembly goes along well, like all the others that have come and gone over the years. Because I really feel that if the entire weekend goes down with everybody being sad and miserable and negative about the very mention that auto assembly is not going to go on anymore because this year's going to be the last one ever, then it spoils the atmosphere of the convention. So I think it'd be best if everybody really just put on, well, not fake an emotion, but at least try to understand a great deal how much this convention means to everyone who's been going, and why we should enjoy ourselves, and why we should all get together and like have a few laughs and have a few drinks and whatnot. But yeah, I mean, you're not allowed to feel unhappy or miserable, okay? So none of that shit. Especially considering as well that I think you only live once, right? And I think that the best way to see something out, even if it's its last, is to enjoy it and see it through to the end with as much brightness and optimism as much as you can. I know that sounds a bit silly, but when you really start to think about it, it means something to a lot of people. Anyway, yeah, so that's one thing. So, regarding what Mr. Thrussell has said, Tony, he has mentioned, what are you buying, or what are you going to buy this year? Well, this doesn't really apply to me because I'm not really a collector anymore, but I'm, what am I really after? Really not that much, because I'm not really going to be buying a lot in terms of toys this year. I'm probably going to be spending most of the money that I have on drinks. And especially considering that if I find anything I do like, or find anything that I want to fill up the shelves once and for all, then I will get it. But but toy-wise, I mean, I don't know. What do I really want? I wouldn't mind a Generations Waspinator, because I would like to finish that Predacon side of my collection once and for all. Of the characters that are based in the show more than they're based anywhere else. Apart from that, probably Chromia, if I can find some room for her. And what else? Maybe as well the G1 Optimus Prime fists and gun, because I don't have them for some reason with the figure that I've got. I was gonna buy them off of eBay, but then when you look at the prices of little small things like that, that's too much for a small piece of plastic for the hands and gun. That's way too much. So if I can find them for a decent price, I will grab them up with no hesitation whatsoever. What else? Yeah, like I said, probably mostly drinks, and comic books if I can find some that are appealing to me because I'm kind of reading More Than Meets the Eye. I'm finding it a little bit meh at the moment. It's good. That's all I'm gonna say. It's good, but it doesn't. It's taking a while to really click with me. But if I can find. I want to try and get some comics to try and really finish off the collections that I have at the moment of the comics that I own, and really just tie that together because I'm running out of room and I need to try and make sure that I fill that up as much as possible to the brink where I've got enough of what I need. Some reason why I haven't really bought any of the More Than Meets the Eye issues. I mean, I mostly do most of the. I've been reading them on Comixology, but if I can, like, I want to try and find Transformers Autocracy and the other two that are in that series, Primacy and I can't think of the other one. Yeah, but those three together. If I can find those, that'd be good. And if possible, I would like to try and find. I can't think of the name of the toy itself. But that Fans Project third-party Galvatron that I saw, I think it's called something King. I can't remember the name of it. If I can find that, I will get that. But like I said, I'm not buying a lot this year because I'm just not a collector anymore. I'll be taking my sketchpad with me, and I'll be doodling most of the time. Apart from socially interacting with everybody else that's there, I'm mostly just going to be drawing half the time. So yeah. You kind of get the gist in where I'm going with how I'm operating in auto assembly these days, and how I go about with my declining interest in toy collection, which has kind of really stopped at the moment. So that's the first part. Now on to the second part, which is Holy Grails, and which one do you own, or which one would you like? Well, the thing with me and Holy Grails, I mean, I've since I'm not really a collector as much anymore, I've really just been satisfied with what I've got. Because at one point I said to myself, I wanted this, I wanted this, I wanted this, I wanted that. And the problem is that when you have a clear idea in mind as to what you're going to get, and when you don't have the room for what it is that you're going to get, then it can be a problem for you. Considering the fact that when you have limited space in what you have, shelf-wise, it can be somewhat of a problem to try and find anything resembling room for Holy Grail. But regarding the Holy Grails that I own, I mean, I have, well, I use the term Holy Grail very loosely, because at the end of the day, I mean, what is a Holy Grail? I mean, the best way that you can really describe a Holy Grail, and I'm not trying to get into any philosophical nonsense or anything like that, but the best way you can describe a Holy Grail is if you look at a toy that you've really wanted for such a very long time, and you have wanted that toy all your life, but you've never really got a hold of it. But getting on to the point as to the Holy Grail that I like, that I'm quite proud of, that I even got a hold of it all, it would be this Generation 1 Jetfire, which I've just taken off the shelf of the Autobot side of things that I own, and I have not got round to reviewing this toy, and to be quite honest, I don't think I ever will. It's in the pipeline, but at the moment I'm too scared to really transform this toy at the moment, because this toy is so fragile and so delicate that if I move it around too much, I might break it. But regarding G1 Jetfire, I do like this toy a great deal. I think that this toy, how I came to owning this toy, I actually came to owning this toy on eBay for about 20 quid at the time when I was really so rabid about the whole collecting thing. Plus, I really wanted to own a Jetfire, and plus, I really like the Macross series. And being the fact that originally back in the day, Jetfire was originally a toy based off of the Macross or Robotech, depending on what terminology you want to use, Valkyrie line. In both of those series, well, they are the same thing. So let's just call them what they are. The Macross series. The Jetfire toy is based off of one of Bandai's creations. I do like this toy a lot. I think that this is a gorgeous toy in regards to what Jetfire was before he ended up appearing in the show and looking exactly like he did now. Which I can imagine that by the time this toy came out, a lot of people who saw Jetfire or Skyfire in the show were going like, hang on, why does he look like this? Why does he have a mouth? Why doesn't he look like a Valkyrie? I can't speak for anybody who has that reaction, but really I can sort of get where people are going with how their expectations are deemed too high, and then they think, they're gonna get the toy they want. But then again, I mean, with the classics iterations of Jetfire, I mean, the one that I own, which is the one from the mid-2000s, the deluxe one. That's a pretty good representation. I mean, it's the two combined into one, and I'm quite pleased with that. And the current one, which I'm kind of thinking about getting, that's a good representation as well of Jetfire, I think. So I think that even though people really wanted to see the original toy, sorry, the original character design of that in toy form, and then they basically just got this, then you do have two alternatives to back you up. So with that being said, I'm going to put this down because I'm afraid of breaking it. Holy Grail-wise, that's just about it. I mean, originally, when it came to Holy Grails, I wanted a Triptychon. But you, Tony, I'm putting it you, because you have a G1 Triptychon and I want it. Or I wanted it at one point, if that's what I'm trying to, if that's what I'm trying to get at. Yeah, I wanted that because I have a Metroplex, and I wanted to kind of just put the two together and have them fight. In the childlike manner that I would probably proceed to do with something like that, even though they're so fragile. But yeah, I mean, at the moment, I mean, Holy Grails for me, I keep looking off in that direction. I keep doing this. It's a habit. That's where my collection is. If you don't know, that's where it is. But yeah, I keep looking there and seeing what I've got. And you know what? I'm happy with what I've got. Honestly, I mean, that's silly, but you know what I mean. When you've got enough and you're happy with what you've got, what more could you ask for? Also, as well, I mean, this probably wouldn't count as a Holy Grail, but it's one that I'm quite happy with. Is this kit bash of Rodimus Major that I got from Adam Warden, Zero Kaiser, that is a really outstanding kit bash of Energon Rodimus, and just remade into a new character, and I love everything about this. So this, in regards to a non-official Transformers toy, this would be my Holy Grail, at least, because I'm pleased with it, and I like the fact that it's, that it exists. Plus, as well, I mean, I haven't got a Rodimus Prime, neither would I want one, but this is the closest I can get to having a Rodimus Prime figure, which, honestly, I'm pleased with. So, I'm happy with the two that I've got, so I can't really ask for more than that. But yeah, so that's where it all boils down to with me in Holy Grails. I mean, I've got Jetfire. Anyone else that I've got in my collection, which I'm pleased with, and I would consider Holy Grails as well. But the thing is that some of the things that I've picked up, like the MP Sideswipe, which is the G2 variation. That was sort of a random thing. I mean, I had 20 quid. I had a spare 20 quid at the time of the convention, and I picked it up because I liked the look of the character. It's not really a Holy Grail, but it's one that I'm pleased with as a purchase. So, with that being said, Holy Grails and me, I'm not a toy collector anymore, so, don't know if this whole video has been pointless in what I'm trying to get at here, but yeah, onto the final part of this. Auto assembly is going to be very near. We need to be ready for when we are all there and we walk through the doors of the Hilton for the very last time, and we all get together and we hug each other and we buy each other drinks, and it's all going to be a fantastic, fun time. I'm excited. I hope you are all excited. No sad thoughts, no sad faces, none of that negative shit. Even though some of that is understandable, but you have to understand as well that we are only there like for the last time, and if anyone's there going for the first time and is experiencing this for the last time, then you kind of know exactly how we shall feel. So yeah, Tony, I hope this response has been good to you. Good to you in a way that the message has kind of been clear. But with that being said, yeah, hope you enjoyed the video, sir, and hopefully I will see you all very soon. Take care.